Hello everybody, this is Godzilla 1991 here, and today/tonight, depending on what time it is when you're watching this video, I will be taking a look at the Mothra vs Godzilla HD set by Bandai. Now this set was originally announced all the way back in either June or July of last year, and like some of the past Gashapon sets, I was very impressed. However, why I didn't make a thoughts and opinions video on it was because at the time I was away on vacation, so I thought that I might as well wait until it came out. I ordered it off eBay once it was available and received it for this Christmas just gone. And what do I think of the set? Well, let's now take a look. Unlike the past sets that have been released in recent times that contained 4 figures, this one has 5, as you can see. But I suspect that's probably due to the fact that 2 of the miniatures are only short characters, while the rest are all tall. And we're going to be taking a look at the 2 smaller monsters first. First up is Mothra in her larvae stage, and as usual, in this form, she may look simple and vulnerable, but she can still pack quite a punch. This figure has a gimmick, because when you remove her jaws, you can attach her to Godzilla's tail, so you can recreate the scene when she bit down on his tail. I meant to take a picture of this demonstration myself, but I stupidly forgot. So here's a screenshot from YouTuber G-Scout's review on the set. Mothra's frame of mind can show within her eyes. Blue means calm, and red indicates aggression, and this Gashapon model depicts Mothra with blue eyes. However, this figure is in a battle pose when on her own, and because you can display her biting down on Godzilla's tail, I would have thought that they would have gone for red. But then again, this could be seen as enjoyment, because how many kaiju could say, I bit down on the tail of the king of the monsters? There are loads of great looking Mothra larvae figures out there on the market, and this new high grade model is no exception. The same cannot be said for the spawn of Satan himself, i.e. the son of Godzilla, Manila. And while yes, this miniature is pretty nice looking originally, but I do not like the character in general. I do like the grey colour scheme, which is correct, unlike what was seen in the Pack of Destruction set, that was painted all green for some strange reason, making him look like a drugged up Ninja Turtle. By the way, the link to the Godzilla Pack of Destruction set is in the description below, in case you wish to check the video out. He wouldn't be Manila without that dorky looking smile expression, as this was a character made for kids. Just looking at him for a moment, you wouldn't believe that he would grow up into a Godzilla because he looks absolutely nothing like his dad. But they do however say that he's meant to be adopted. I don't have much commentary on this little dork, because that's all he is. He's a dork. From a not so good looking character to a really great one now, and it's the big G himself, Godzilla. However, this particular incarnation is of course Mothra, one of the most popular interpretations of the king for a lot of fans and enthusiasts of the franchise, myself included. Now Bandai did do the 64 Godzilla in their high grade series many years ago, to which I do have in the collection, and you would have seen him appear in the odd episode and shorts of Kaiju and Cryptids. And I believe that you can still find him on eBay to this day. However, as much as I like that miniature, and I do plan to talk about him someday, but I will say that he does look as if he was made by memory, because he's rather awkward looking, where this however is more like it, as the new Gashapon figure appears to be a lot more accurate to the suit, and I think computers may have even played a part on making this figure. I meant to show both miniatures together, but I forgot. I do apologise. The original model had a blue colour scheme, where the new figure is charcoal just like in the movie, and when he doesn't have Mothra clinging onto his tail, he's given his iconic marching threatening pose. And this figure does actually remind me a lot of the X Plus USA Godzilla 1964 model that I talked about for the 100 review. Links in the description below in case you're interested. Looking at his head, we can see that this is the meanest Godzilla of all time, and he does have some similarities to the original Shodai Goji himself, albeit minus the pointy ears and canines. Mothra Goji is one of my favourite interpretations of the King of the Monsters, and in my honest opinion, this is one of the set's best. Truly superior over the original, but still has its charm. Also, out of all merch of 64 Godzilla, this is also one of the greatest in general. Gashapon or large, trust me, you will not be disappointed. Another kaiju that I consider to be best of the set is Varan, who's a top 10 character for me, and this Gashapon miniature is based on his original 1958 incarnation, because as you can see he is standing bipedally rather than quadruped, and the spines on his back are larger. When Varan stands upright, he does look as if he could be a cousin to Godzilla, as he kind of bears a striking resemblance to the King of the Monsters himself. And if he had a bigger part in Destroy Monsters, then it's entirely possible that he might have been the same size as Godzilla. Unlike the original figure, that was light fresh brown all over, aside from the eyes, the new model is dark brown and the spines are white. And while in the old figure, the face spines were sculpted differently, the right stuck up and the left pointed down, while here on the new Voron, the face spines on both sides are the same angle. My only criticism with the figure is that I think his colour scheme is just a tad too similar to both Baragon and Rodan. I'm not too certain because I didn't compare the three. I haven't come round to doing that yet. And this model does after all represent the character in his debut appearance. However, for a Destroy Monsters setup, with 3 kaiju being dark brown and Gorosaurus dark green, then I think it'll be a pretty dull setup indeed, as the character was light. But aside from that, this is an excellent updated Voron Gashapon, and in my review on the Destroy Monsters High Grade Set 1, as it's now called, link also in the description, I even said that Baragon and Gorosaurus are getting more attention in merchandise, and the same appears to be happening to Voron, as well as Kumonga and Manda, who we all know will be appearing in Destroy Monsters HD Set 2. I do love that draw. I don't care if it was reused for Baragon and Gorosaurus, I just love it. Finally is Odo Island Godzilla from the 2023 movie Godzilla Minus One. They call him Odo Island Godzilla because that's where he made his first attack, and this was his original form prior to his mutation, looking more like a primitive dinosaur that you would see in old science fiction movies of the 1950s. He comes with an accessory, which is this brick, that helps to support him because without it, he kinda sits on his tail. This next part is going to sound really crazy, but when I looked over Odo Island Godzilla's design, he did actually remind me a lot of the 1998 Roman Derek TriStar Godzilla, aka Zilla. I think it's mainly in the pose, and if Gino, Godzilla name only, looked like this in his own movie, and every once in a while, and now and then, he rose upright to the point where he resembled the real Japanese Godzilla, then perhaps the Godzilla fans and enthusiasts worldwide wouldn't be so harsh on him. His colour is all black, with the exception of his tongue and eyes, that are grey and red, as well as the teeth that appear to be a light ivory yellow colour, and with those dorsal spines on his back, he does actually look quite gothic. It's why I call him Goth Goji, or Gothzilla. Like the updated Voron and all the other figures from the upcoming HD Destroy Monsters Set 2, I believe that Odo Island was another requested one, well at least from me, I don't know about anybody else. I haven't paired him with Godzilla Minus One himself yet, but he's just as nice. In fact, all the other updated figures, I haven't compared them with their original models yet, but I do plan to do so at some point in the future. So in the Gashapon series we've had Shin Godzilla and all his forms, and now we've gotten Godzilla Minus One and Odo Island Godzilla. So now all we need is Godzilla Qualis, Godzilla Amphibia and Godzilla Terrestrius to go alongside Godzilla Ultima from the anime Netflix series Godzilla Singular Point. Now, what are my final thoughts on the HD Mothra vs Godzilla set? Yeah, as usual, it's fantastic. I'm still not a fan of Manila being in the set though. But my favourites out of it are definitely Voron, Odo Island Godzilla, and of course, Godzilla 64 himself. And because this is a Mothra vs Godzilla set, I would replace Manila with either Mothra in her adult imago form, or even a second Mothra Larvae, but with red eyes, as there were after all 2 in the picture, and save him for maybe a Son of Godzilla or Godzilla's Revenge set. However, since Bandai's Gashapon series is aiming for a Destroy Monsters setup, with Godzilla 68, Rodan, Gorosaurus, Baragon, Voron, Mothra, and later on Manda, Kumonga, and Anguirus, and hopefully an updated Showa King Ghidorah, which I think is most likely to happen in the future. I guess it makes sense for Manila to be included. By the way, I am aware that the HD Destroy Monsters Set 2 is already out, but Japan have got it first. Mine's on pre-order. Anyway, this is Dragonzilla 1991 signing out. Take care, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.